Si tienes claustrofobia.
No vengas.
The law of neutrality says
There are trees.
More to the left.
If we are here in case of attack, we have room in one of these bunkers. Wow. So everybody in Switzerland has a gun. Suiza no es solo chocolate y montañas de postal. Aquí, en cada valle, en cada pueblo, en cada casa, se esconde un búnker. De hecho, hay refugios para más personas de las que viven en el país. Y hoy, un coronel del ejército me abrirá las puertas de uno que se esconde dentro de un castillo e intentaré entender por qué Suiza vive preparada como si mañana se fuera a acabar el mundo. Pero antes de ir a conocer al coronel Carl Gustav, déjame ponerte en un poco de contexto mientras vamos de camino a verle. Y es que detrás de la imagen perfecta que tenemos de Suiza, esconden un pequeño secreto. Y cuando digo secreto me refiero a que si vienes como turista y no sabes este dato, ni siquiera te puedes dar cuenta. Y es que aquí tienen un búnker por cada 24 habitantes. Y hay búnkeres de todos los tamaños. Los hay pequeños como el tamaño de una habitación o incluso tan grandes como para albergar a 20.000 personas en un mismo sitio. Algunos están excavados en lo más profundo de las montañas, otros escondidos en medio de pueblos. Así que si algún día vienes a Suiza, que sepas que estarás rodeado de 374.000 búnkeres. Pero hay un motivo por el cual un país neutral como Suiza acabó levantando una de las redes más grandes de búnkeres de todo el planeta. Y es que en 1940 Suiza quedó rodeada por la Alemania nazi y la Italia fascista. Y mientras el resto de países se preparaban para una ofensiva, los suizos asumieron que una guerra los iba a destrozar. Así que idearon un plan radical al que llamaron Reduit Nacional. O lo que es lo mismo, en caso de ataque o de invasión, abandonarían las zonas bajas y subirían a las montañas. Y fue cuando empezaron a excavar búnkeres y túneles dentro de las rocas. También camuflaban artillería pesada dentro de los graneros, entrenaron a la población civil y rodearon cada puente y cada paso con explosivos que estaban listos para volar por los aires si el enemigo avanzaba. Y todo este planteamiento tenía un objetivo claro, y era que si alguien intentaba entrar, el costo sería tan alto que preferirían no hacerlo. Ese plan no solo probablemente les salvó de la guerra, sino que aparte dejó una pequeña cicatriz en la mentalidad suiza que vive hasta día de hoy. Y es que con el tiempo, ese miedo a una invasión, que más tarde se convirtió en un miedo a una guerra nuclear, hizo que el gobierno suizo diera un paso más allá, obligar por ley a que cada ciudadano tuviera un refugio asignado. Y no estoy hablando de un sótano húmedo que te metas ahí dentro en caso de que pase alguna catástrofe, sino que estoy hablando de sitios pensados para aguantar semanas en el caso de que el mundo se vaya a la mierda. Y es que estos búnkeres, obligados por ley, deben tener filtros especiales para aire contaminado por radiación o armas químicas, puertas blindadas capaces de resistir ondas de choque, generadores y depósitos de agua y una salida de emergencia aparte de la principal. Y es que en caso de decidir construir una casa aquí en Suiza y no querer poner tu propio búnker, tienes que pagar una tasa para tener un refugio común. Es decir, que en esta casa y todo lo que me rodea probablemente tenga un búnker debajo o haya un búnker colectivo bastante cerca. Parada técnica porque hablar mientras caminas cansa.
Yo me voy a coger esto de manzana con esto. O hacer normal.
Coge los dos.
¿Y quieres agua?
No, con esto ya está. El coronel nos dará agua.
Espera.
Hola, princesa, ¿qué pasa? Ni tan mal. A lo que íbamos. Lo irónico de todo esto es que ninguno de estos búnkeres que se construyeron desde la Segunda Guerra Mundial se ha usado realmente para una guerra. Pero Suiza los mantiene como si el día de mañana pudiera estallar todo. Y es que esta costumbre de estar preparado constantemente nunca ha desaparecido. Y es que aquí tienen una aplicación llamada Alert Swiss para avisar en caso de catástrofes, de guerras o cualquier situación similar. Y esta aplicación se testea cada primer miércoles del mes de febrero de todos los años junto a unas sirenas que suenan en todos los rincones del país. De esta manera comprueban que el sistema sigue funcionando. Así que si vienes algún día a Suiza y justamente coincide con el primer miércoles de febrero, si escuchas esto, no te asustes, pero si lo escuchas algún día que no sea el primer miércoles de febrero de cada año, entonces corre. Bueno, no corras, pero ya me entiendes. He leído que esta ley suiza de los búnkeres permite que la gente lo utilice como trastero siempre y cuando el refugio esté listo en menos de 5 días. Y todos los búnkeres que están construidos desde que se aplicó la ley se revisan al menos cada 10 años. En caso de que haya alguna cosa que no funcione, el dueño o el encargado tiene que arreglarlo. Por otro lado, los búnkeres de la Segunda Guerra Mundial, como el que vamos a visitar ahora, quedaron obsoletos frente a amenazas nucleares, por lo que poco a poco han ido pasando a manos privadas. La mayoría de esos búnkeres están en manos de militares que los preservan como recursos recuerdos de aquella época, aunque hay alguno que no solo lo mantiene como recuerdo, sino que sigue funcionando por lo que pueda pasar. Luego hay otros búnkeres que se han utilizado para otras cosas que nada tienen que ver con la guerra y se han reconvertido, por ejemplo, en hoteles cápsula, bodegas para quesos o incluso, algo que se utiliza mucho, centros de datos ultra seguros metidos dentro de las montañas. Y es justo uno de estos búnkeres que se han reconvertido en básicamente un museo, el que vamos a visitar ahora, así que vamos a ver qué nos comenta el coronel Carl Gustav, que hemos quedado con él justo en esta gasolinera de aquí. Pero como todavía queda media horita para que llegue el coronel, vamos a descansar un rato. Hace 15 minutos que debería haber llegado Carl. Le he escrito un mensaje, no contesta, así que cabe la posibilidad de que nuestro invitado estrella no se presente, porque no dice nada, pero nos mantendremos positivos.
Suscribíos, darle like y nos vemos en el próximo video.
No, todavía no. Carl. No contestes. No solo es que sea una persona mayor, es que es un coronel del ejército. Yo qué sé, un mínimo de seriedad, ¿no? You were in the castles or?
No.
Oh,
No.
another meeting? Okay. How are you, Carl?
I'm very
All
well
good?
indeed, and you?
Tired.
And here, you see, that's the camouflage, made up as it would be a part of the castle, but of course,
It's painted. It's not
it's
really...
just painted. It's not a part of the castle. We are now at the place of Angenstein, which is the entry of the Laufental. The Laufental is part of the Jura, and the bunker of Angenstein is looked after by the Officers Association of Basel. I am a member of the committee, and I'm glad to show you around. So now we are here at the Sperrstelle, where there are two bunkers which protect each other. On the other side, you see the bunker as it was built in 1939. And this bunker looked the same when it was built. But later, this camouflage was added to make sure that from the street you do not see how it looks like and that people can realize that it is a military object. So here you see the camouflage. It's a kind of a wire material, kind of steel wire, and then it's painted on this wire. People, they were doing army service, but in their civilian life, they were painting in the theater the decorations.
Okay.
So when the theater had no season, they came. So their duty, their service was paint this.
So the military service, when did it start?
The military service was compulsory 1860.
And nowadays it's also obligatory.
It's still compulsory to do a service, but it doesn't have to be military service. You can choose with a civilian service in favor of hospitals or social. So now we enter.
It's cold here.
So there you can open, and this is the cannon to fight against tanks. We could open here, push it out, but you had to help me to do that because one person alone, it's too heavy.
But we cannot shoot, of course.
No, unfortunately we cannot shoot. Actually, from this bunker, they never shot from here. If they had to exercise, they did that somewhere in the mountains.
Vale, básicamente lo que me ha dicho Carl es que podemos ahora quitar el arma para ver cómo sobresale de la pared. Lo único que le tengo que ayudar. Okay. What do I do?
I turn it down and you have...
I push, okay. Down?
Yeah, down, exactly. All right, so here you see.
Okay.
Now, are you ready?
Wow. How many people was working here during that time?
12.
So it was easier for them. Pesa una locura.
There are two ways of pointing. One is here, and the other one is here. What you see here on this plate, you can see here as well. The areas where to shoot does correspond with this plate. So it's upside down and the sides are turned to left and right. We are now in this bunker. This is the bridge. From this bunker, you can shoot on this side of the street, from this on the other side of the street. On this side is the machine gun. This is the bunker on the opposite side. And this is the door. And if somebody is attacking here at the door, you can shoot there with the machine gun. That was, of course, particularly at night. He says, from his point of view, there is something in the area of 23. So he could shoot there in this area. But if there is enough daylight, it's much better to shoot through this optic instrument. Yes.
Yeah.
Prepare the bullets to put them in this chain and this.
Some bunkers from the Second World War that still function, because I saw videos on the internet. Why there are some that still function and this case is not?
Until 1990, most of the bunkers were still in service. And then they made a re-evaluation to find out which are still matching our concept, which of these bunkers still have strategic or tactical use. And then they decided some to take out of service. And this is the uniform which was worn in the 1970s, 80s, 90s. When I was in the basic training, that was our assault rifle.
I heard that when you do the service, you can keep it.
Yes.
Everybody in Switzerland has a gun.
Everybody who is doing a service in the Swiss militia, he gets a gun and can keep it at home. And about 30, 40 years ago, everybody who left the army could keep his rifle and take it home.
So that means that at least a lot of people in Switzerland has guns.
There are still quite a lot of these guns and, of course, of these rifles at home. This is the model 31, which was quite common during the Second World War and until the 50s and 60s.
Your situation, it's maybe not as the same as in the States, but in the States there are also a lot of people that has guns and they have a really big problems regarding security. How do you think that Switzerland people do it to manage not to have the same problems that in the States?
One big difference is that you get your weapon when you start your army service. So the officer gives it to you and tells you, this is your personal weapon and you are responsible for it and you are now a responsible citizen of our country. The big majority realized at that moment that it's really an obligation, it's really something you have to take care. And it's not just
a toy,
a game or anything for your personal use. So I think that's really
the difference.
Makes a difference, yeah.
Everything that was doing Switzerland before the Second World War was just preventing someone to invade Switzerland.
Yes, of course. That was the purpose, yeah.
Do you think that if they didn't do this plan regarding building bunkers and everything, you would get into the war also, like the rest of Europe?
It was the combination of a strong defense, the lack of power from the German Reich to Switzerland because they were engaged in all other theaters of war. And of course, Switzerland, it was clear that the Swiss government had to cooperate in some way with the Germans.
But in which way they cooperated?
Economically, yes, because Switzerland needed coal and other goods from Germany, even food from the surrounding countries, because Switzerland did never produce enough energy or food on their own, so it had to be imported. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Switzerland was never eaten, so so let's go to the next level. Okay. There are 2 more levels.
Wow. Oh shit.
So be careful. Here we go.
Está más ágil él que nosotros.
So now we are on the level where the soldiers could rest, where they could eat, to wash, to cook. Here is the filter system. Doors here, they could be closed tightly. So here you were safe against nuclear and chemical attack.
Also nuclear?
Yes, of course. Such a bunker with the height of about 3 meters of concrete is strong enough to withstand an atomic explosion about 2 or 3 kilometers away, but of course not a direct hit. And there was a telephone, so they could call outside.
I'm pretty sure that there will be a lot of people that doesn't know what is it. My grandma used to have one.
Yes, of course. When we were children, we had this. So it's 312.
All of these were other stations.
These were all military stations, but there was the possibility to dial in the regular public net.
Okay. Which is the biggest bunker from that era? Like how many people could hold the biggest one?
Switzerland at that time, there were 3 huge systems of fortification. And in these 3 areas, there were really huge bunkers. And I would guess there were bunkers with about 400, 500, 600 soldiers.
What about civilian bunkers?
There used to be quite huge civilian bunkers. In Lucerne, when they built the motorway, they equipped a tunnel to be turned to a civilian bunker in case of war. It was called Sonnenberg Tunnel.
So it was a regular tunnel that could be converted to a bunker. I read that could hold 20,000 people. But it never worked, so...
They came away from that because it was just the whole infrastructure was too demanding. Huge protection doors to close. And then they realized they do not close properly and all that stuff. So it was oversized, the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So we can go on.
Okay. Wow. Hay un túnel debajo.
¿Debajo?
Por ahí. Hay un túnel por ahí.
It was a cistern to keep water. Here was a magazine for ammunition.
Where do you shower yours?
No, there is no shower. There is no shower. There was no shower. Had just to wash that way.
Had to smell really good in here.
Yeah, after some time it will smell
men.
a little bit. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, no.
Where is this going?
I'll show you.
Okay.
Be careful with the steps.
Definitivamente, si tienes claustrofobia, Andrea,
No vengas.
esto es de película,
This could be used for escape,
I
but
think
the main reason why there was this tunnel was the troop which manned this bunker had the task to keep this railway tunnel open or to close it down, even to destroy it. The entrance of the tunnel could be destroyed, but the bridge there could also be destroyed. At that time, nearly all bridges in Switzerland could be destroyed easily with explosive charge.
You think that they would go that far in case of an invasion?
Yes, of course.
They would destroy everything.
Yes, that was, of course, the intention. And that made it clear that it would be not interesting to invade Switzerland because otherwise you would win the war, but the country would be destroyed.
They would be doing that sacrifice.
Of course.
Destroying the country.
Destroying the infrastructure, that it would not fall in the hands of an enemy. Till the 1990s, it was clear where the army would have to go back after attack of an enemy. They would destroy the area around, so the enemy wouldn't have any advantage of gaining land.
Right now, do you think that the strategy would be the same? Or
at the moment, we do not have this strategy. They are still trying to find a new strategy, but at the moment, it's not decided really how it should be done.
Are you, as a country, also neutral as you were back in the day?
At the moment, it's clear that we are still absolutely neutral. But as soon as we are attacked by one party, the law of neutrality says then you are allowed to join the enemy of your enemy.
Do you know how much money did the Switzerland government spend doing all this infrastructure?
A bunker like that would cost at that time, about 500,000 Swiss francs or something like that. Nowadays, perhaps 10 million or something.
This type of bunker?
Yeah.
And this is not big bunker compared to the others?
They were much more expensive at that time.
Do you think it was worth it?
I think yes.
Yeah.
It's like an insurance policy.
So the government was selling these bunkers?
The federal government was selling these bunkers and the local government bought them. Not for an expensive price. They were quite cheap then. Yeah. It was about some 100 francs or something. It was just they want to get rid of it.
Oh, really?
Because otherwise, perhaps...
You said 100?
Some 100 francs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not some 100, perhaps 1,000 francs or something like
Well,
that. They wanted to get rid of it because otherwise they feared they could have the duty to demolish it. and that would be much more expensive.
Yeah. So there are private associations, there are local government associations, and there are private people that owns the parks.
Yes, there are different structures. There are mushroom farms and cheese, and at some places they are having computer
data centers.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
There exists just quite a lot of people have quite some imagination what to do with these bunkers. Yeah.
I mean, all right, let's go up. In case of a war these days, what do you have to do? Not as a military person, but as a civilian. Is there any instructions?
At the moment, there are no instructions. There used to be, until the 1990s, there was a booklet where there was described what's the expected behavior and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. You know, nowadays in Sweden, they again have such booklets where it's described what provisions you would keep at home and all that. At the moment, that doesn't exist in Switzerland. There is a discussion. Some say we should have that. I think the government should show the public that the situation is really serious. People should get some instructions what to do and what to keep as provisions and all that.
Well, at least you have bunkers. We don't.
Yes, we are in a not so bad situation, but the public still thinks we do not really have to prepare for case of emergency. Yeah.
Maybe we have to come to Switzerland to keep ourselves safe. Because do you think that we, as a tourist, if we are here in case of attack, we have room in one of these bunkers? You would just say this is not your country.
I'm actually, that's a question I've never really considered seriously. But I think if you're staying in a hotel or in a bed and breakfast or in an Airbnb or something like that, your hosts, it would be their duty to support you during your stay. But it could be that very soon they would say, okay, all people who have no domicile in Switzerland should leave Switzerland now and go back to their home countries. Okay. Something to show. No, this is just for demonstration.
Okay.
You, yes. Put it up.
Good.
So, you saved us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, now. We made it. Carl ha llegado tarde, pero se ha portado bien.
Un gadget. Aus Hage hand grenade. So you could open here and throw out the hand grenade, and it would come out here.
It's blocked now.
It's blocked now, but that was the idea.
Ding dong.
Carl, do you have your own bunker at home?
No, we live in a very old house. The house was built 1926. Next year it will be 100 years old. And that time that was not compulsory. In a case of emergency, we would have to go to a public.
Bueno, Carl nos ha dejado de vuelta en la ciudad. Hemos estado hablando un rato en el coche y bueno, ha confirmado mucha de la información que tenía yo. Y las conclusiones que saco de esto es que sí, es un país que ha vivido sumido en una paranoia colectiva bastante grande, que tienen mucho sentido y tienen motivos para vivir así, aunque según las palabras de Carl, este sentimiento de protección se está perdiendo y entiendo que la gente mayor del país siente que debe retomarse esto y más con el contexto de la situación global en la que vivimos, que cada 2x3 se está hablando de conflictos y de posibles guerras. Entonces, ¿es necesaria toda esta parafernalia que han hecho en relación a los búnkeres y a la seguridad? Hasta el momento les ha servido, al menos de escudo. No lo han utilizado nunca, pero si no lo hubieran tenido, probablemente la situación en el país hubiera sido muy distinta. Y de cara a un futuro, pues al menos ya lo tienen por lo que pueda pasar. Ha sido un día muy largo, llevamos desde las 3 de la mañana despiertos, pero no me quería despedir sin antes comentar que mientras regresábamos con Carl en el coche, me contó un detalle sobre una historia que tengo preparada para explicar también de aquí, de Basilea. Un episodio de histeria colectiva que le costó la vida a miles de mujeres durante siglos y que empezó precisamente en esta ciudad. Así que haz clic en el vídeo que sale en pantalla y te cuento cómo empezó todo. Gracias por ver el vídeo, que aunque sean las 7:30 de la tarde, nos vamos a dormir. Chao.